Hi everyone, it's me. So, I have officially passed 2 years of living in the UK, which is pretty crazy. I mean, on one hand, it feels like it's gone by so quickly, and then on the other hand, when I think about what I was like 2 years ago when I first moved here, is like worlds of difference. I haven't really planned out this video. I guess I just wanted to talk about some of the ways that I have changed since living in England. I've got 5, I think, in my head. Just things that I think are different compared to when I first moved here. So without further ado, let's go. I think the most obvious change would be being more independent. And I think I was independent back in Canada, and that's largely due to just the way my parents raised me. So shout out mom and dad, you know, you did a good job, I think. But it's one thing to be independent living in the town that you essentially grew up in, and it's another thing to drop yourself in a foreign country and then be independent, you know what I mean? It's just it's very different. It's like, for instance, I can't just call my mom and be like, Mom, could you just do this thing for me? Or like, Dad, could you just like get my car fixed at the shop? And you know, if I'm ill, I can't be like, Mom, could you just run to Asda and get me some meds? That's not a possibility anymore. But with that independence, I also feel like my internal party pooper, my anxiety, has definitely been more prevalent than it would be back home. Because, you know, back home, everything is familiar. I could walk around that town with my eyes closed. I could drive around that town with my eyes closed and would have no problems. It's just, everything is just second nature. It's all very familiar and calming and stuff. And then you come to a foreign country and things are different, and you don't know where things are, and you don't know how things are done properly, and you don't even know how to properly say things or pronounce things and all that kind of stuff. So if you are an anxious introvert like myself, it can be tricky to just get over the anxiety. You gotta push through. It will be there. It's just a fact of life, unfortunately, for us introverts. The anxiety is there, but I feel like I've definitely learned better how to deal with it, especially being away from family and friends. It's like, this is something that you have to get through. Does that make sense? Another way I've changed is by greeting people. When I walk into a shop or work or anywhere, I'll go, hiya, hiya, hiya. A huge portion of people seem to greet with hiya, like like hi, Y-A. And it's really cute, and I noticed it right away, and I was like, this is such a cute way to say hi to people. So yeah, it's just saying hi. Instead of saying hey, I don't really hear people say hey here. Maybe that's like an Americanized greeting, and just, but hiya is just everywhere, and it's so cute, and I love it. And that is now my go-to greeting. After 2 years, I'd like to think I am now a master of public transportation. I have my UK driver's license. I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but the roads really freak me out, and car insurance is really expensive because not only am I young, but I'm a foreigner, and it just kind of, that amount of money hurts. So I've been sticking with the public transportation. For the most part, I have been extremely fortunate with public transportation. I'm able to take like a 6-minute walk to the bus stop. That bus takes me directly to work, and then I'm able to take that same bus either home from work or home from the gym. Like, it's just one bus. It's so simple. I mean, it is a bit expensive, but in the long run versus car insurance, it just works out, and I'm very thankful that it worked out this way. I think the biggest change that I've seen in myself is just having such a broader understanding of how people live. I don't know if that makes sense. In Canada, there's like a general way of life, and everything's kind of just, you know, that way. But then in England, there's a different general way of life, and people just live that way. And English people think, you know, this is how you do it, and Canadian people think this is actually how you do it, and they're differing views, and nobody's wrong. It's just interesting to see how people can live and thrive even though they're doing things differently. And even between Canada and England, you'd think there wouldn't be that much difference, but things are still done differently. I don't know, it's just, I find it really fascinating. Overall, these last 2 years have been so much fun. They've been terrifying and funny and weird and exciting and sometimes boring because, you know, life can be boring sometimes. But it's just been such a fantastic experience, and it's hard to imagine that a whole 2 years has already happened. And, you know, who knows where I'll be 2 years from now. And I definitely still believe in, if you are at all interested in being an expat and living in a foreign country, I absolutely recommend look into it, do your research, look at the good and the bad. And that's what I really want to show with Adventures in Naps. There's not all good days here for me in England. There are some really crappy days. There's anxiety, there's just homesickness, there's all sorts of stuff. But if you are interested in living abroad, just do your research. And if you still want to go for it, please, by all means, go for it. You will not be disappointed. Even if it doesn't work out, the experience alone has been incredible. I feel like this has been like a video diary of just a stream of consciousness that's in my mind. Anyways, I think I should wrap it up. Just, there's a lot of feels happening right now. You know, it's 2 years. That's a long time for like a young person like me. I know in the grand scheme of things 2 years is like whatever, but dang. Anyways, I feel like I'm gonna start having like an existential crisis, just getting really deep here. So I'm gonna end this. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting me. I think we're almost at like 800 and something subscribers, which is incredible. 800 people? Like, what is happening? But anyways, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!